Hey guys, alright, I'm going to do a video here taking you behind how I made my song Centre for Ants. There's huge meaning behind this name. It took me a very long time to come up with this name. I was watching the movie, heard them say it, laughed, and that was it. So, now you know the story of how the song was named. I'll show you how I went about making it. I'll start you off with the drums and the chorus part of the song. It's pretty simple, really. There's only sort of a chorus, kind of a verse, and there's like one set of chords for the breakdown and build up, and that's it. So it's pretty simple. So I'll show you here. Here's my drums. Okay, so we got a kick here. Looks like I've got two different kicks. So this is this would be my low, my main kick, and there's like a little top kick on top. Nice and thuddy. There's a low cut on there for just automation, and the sausage fattener, no colour, and that is on 13%. The top kick sounds like this, and there was no processing. In fact, that sounds more like just like a hat. I can't hear very well because if you've watched my videos before, and you've probably heard me say it, I'm just listening through the actual MacBook speakers, and well, they're pretty shit really, so I can't hear that well. But that just sounds like a really sort of clicky hat, some sort of little percussion. If I zoom in, what does it look like? Yeah, so it's not much, and that does look like a bit of a hat. Cool. And then I got some, claps and snares laid up. So, a kick and the top kick together sound like this. Okay, now the snap, this one on here. You can see on every second one, I've gone in there and I've just gone into press escape and then gone into the automation select tool and just basically gone in there and take it off. And I've just done that, which is sort of taken away some of the tail and the decay of the sound, just on every second one. And it's no processing, and it's just being sent off to a reverb, just this one here, the Platinum Verb and Logic. And then for this one here, what have we got? Okay, again, there's no processing apart from sending it off to that same reverb. This one here, we've got a new clap. Just a clap. Again, no processing. Alright, so this one goes on top of the kick. So I'll play them together. That was that one there. This one was sent to bus 1, which is that same reverb. So as you can see, I've kind of done hardly anything. It's all about finding the best samples you can. What's this? Rev snap stuff. So that just builds into these. Right. So it's just the reverse. It would have been, I probably would have, I've done it before on one of my other videos. It's like reverse reverb. I did it on like a vocal. All I did was, just recorded the snap with the reverb, and of course I just reversed it so it built back into the snare. And this one here is the percussion. Yeah, that's just some percussion, no bloody processing. Just some percussion again. Hi-hat. Nothing amazing, just a single closed hat. Just some sort of shakery hat type things. And this is just an open hat here. So, have I sent it off to a bus maybe? Maybe I've sent them off to a bus. Look at that. So I haven't sent them off to a bus. So really the only processing that those are getting just on the mastering. I may have done a few things to maybe the claps and then bounce them down. So I didn't have those plugins. But apart from that, I think I remember doing hardly, I just got really good samples and that was it. So that's the drums. And if I put all the drums together, it'd be sounding like this. This one. Okay. Okay, so those are my drums. Now then, for the rest of the track, here we go. Here is... Okay, so this is the main bass line in the song. This one here. Okay, now this at the moment has been bounced down to audio, but it started off in this sampler. Okay, started off in the sampler, and all it would have been, what I would have done is, I've done it in my other videos. I think it's called something like how I make my synth so big, or juicy, or how I layer and resample bass lines. Basically, I just get heaps of synths, line them up here. This one sounds like it was all pretty much saw waves. So I would have done lots of different synths, had lots of saw waves, layered them together, bounced it down to one long audio file, and then I would have put that audio file into the sampler. There it is. Okay, so it started off in here, and the compression, that's just side chaining. It went through a bit of crazy EQing in a way, just a slight boost there at 227 hertz. And then I went crazy up the top end because I love super high-end gritty bass lines. I don't do it with everything, but this one here just seemed to take it quite nicely. And depends on what EQ you use. If you use a shit EQ and you try and boost the top end, it's just going to destroy your sound. But this is a good EQ. And it kind of took this abuse quite nicely. And I've just done some cut. I just cut off the very high ends there. So that's how I would have written the bassline melody, and then I bounced it down to audio, and then I did some further processing. So did almost the same sort of processing with the EQ again, and then I added the platinum reverb. Not a lot, you can see, just very short on the reverb time and not that wet. Sausage fattener color was at 6%, and the fatness was at 9%. And the R bass, it's a waves plugin, not doing a whole lot. The gain has been left, intensity has been left alone, and it's just it was down to 61, sort of a nice warm subby area. And this is what it sounds like. And I'll bypass that plugin. Okay, so that's the bass line. That was the main, it's not, this one really isn't that complex stroke because I hadn't been making a lot of it when I made this song. So, but I do have a little few blips and bobs just here in the background. So I will play those. You can see here, I've got just a beep sound in the ES1, nothing amazing. I'll just sort of circle through and add them in. So yeah, that's pretty crap. This is a choir. This is just a Logic sample. This is a background noise. Bass stab. This is another sort of stab. This one here. Play it through. Oh, I've got some stuff at the top here as well. Some more little bits and bobs. What have we got? Okay, so that's all the background stuff. And there's some white noise. And then when I add the bass line, it all comes together. Okay, so it all came together, and then obviously all that chorus with the drums. Okay, so really, I mean, not a whole lot went into that in a way. All it was that bass line. Like I say, I just made one big beastie saw bass line, different synths, bounced it to a long audio like a wave file, put that wave file into the sampler. Then I was able to play the melody. And you can see here I did a couple of things like I did a couple of things with the pitch down effect, which is basically when you do your little zero thing here, and you do it onto a track. Where's a good example? I just delete that. See if I do that, and then I go to up to the top here, and then I go to slow down, changes orange. That means when it plays through this part here, it's going to slow it down, like I'll show you right here. It'll pitch down. So anyway, that's what that does. So so yeah, the main is just that, obviously that bass line, and I showed you the processing there, and these little other sounds. Sorry, where's this other sound? Like this one. That's just a stab. Just a stab. Oh. A beep sound. This was the choir sample here. This one, oh, that's all bounced down to audio now. This one on here. So, those are just the sounds, and that was the chorus. And then, I mean, that's really the main part of the song. Some chords here. What have we got? It's just the chords, just made in Silent. Might have been just a preset that I just tweaked. If you want, just pause the screen right now and copy that. There's the chorus, so copy that. EQ. Pause and copy. Reverb, pause and copy. And part B, pause and copy. Okay, so hopefully I left enough time there for you guys. This will all be zoomed in, HD. You can copy it, piece of cake. Okay, so hopefully that's enough there. And then of course it just opens up with automation. Auto cut off, you can see it opening up there. chords, but it would have they're all sustained. So there you go. They're just, you can see there, I've just lengthened the notes, playing the exact same MIDI. And then this part here, this one right here, I'll just play it. Maybe I'll do a tutorial on how I do that simple thing there. It's not that hard. All it was like the last, you know, two beats, and I stretched it out. You know, I copy and pasted them for quite a bit, and then I just bounced it to audio, and then I uploaded that audio into my sampler. And then when I had, I mean, you don't have to do that. It's just that I find, you know, doing the pitch up in the sampler very easy. So once I had it in the sampler, all I did was just held the note down and played the audio, and then I could just use the pitch wheel to make the pitch rise. So that's all that is. And that break is exactly the same pretty much as the first one, the first break here, except I didn't have the other sort of backing pad. That was really it. So the only other section to the song, is just this one, and I've got a feeling that this is I bounced it down to an audio file. This one here. Just to be annoying to everyone. Okay, so that part there I must have just bounced down, because I think I actually started off with making the song from that part. But not to worry. But basically, I had my chorus, I had that little bit there, which is the verse sort of section, and then I had those simple chords, which was, again, sort of like half of the breakdown and the build up into the drop. The first minute of this song, in terms of arrangement, was just, you know, basically drums all building up, and all I was doing was introducing that main sort of verse part, like so. You can hear it in the background. Build up to the 1 minute mark. Okay, like so, and then of course once it sort of gets to there, the chords come in. And these build up. Just rises. They're just samples. And when I first bring the first part of the, you know, chorus in, I don't have, see these all here. These are all the kicks and the snares. I don't have them in. They come in towards the end. So that's pretty simple. And then, so yeah, it does sort of 3 sections here. Does, you know, 57 to 65, 65 to 73, 73 to 81. There, you know, the first 3 chorus sections, and then it goes, into this part here. Again, it's just that same verse section being used again. And here we are again, just almost a copy and paste from this section here, you know, in the first breakdown, and it builds up, to the drop. Main bass line, just underneath it, filtering up. So that's pretty much it, and then of course I just do the chorus a couple times, and then I just filter that out and drums, and that's it. That's the whole song. And also, if you actually know the song, there's like a big vocal sample. The reason it's not on this project is when I was doing the mastering, I just chucked in the sample during that stage, just a vocal sample that I found somewhere. But that's it. So again, I just built myself a simple drum beat. And then I built myself one main bass line. Okay, so this is the order that I went in. You know, I did the drums, and then I did the bass line here, the main bass line. So I made that main bass line, and you can see here with these little cuts and these little mute parts, I left myself some spaces. And in those spaces, that's where I put my little, you know, fills and little random miscellaneous synths and beeps and stuff like that. And then of course that was my chorus done. And of course, you know, all I did was just put some white noise over the top, as most people do these days. So that was the main chorus done. And then I made, and then I had this section here. Where? This part here. This section. Yeah, unfortunately I don't have that anywhere. I must have deleted everything that I used to make that. So that was my verse. That was my chorus. Just a simple chord progression here. Like so. Blah, 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 builds up. And that was basically my whole track. Some drums for the intro, some drums for the outro, and that's it. So yeah, that's how I went about making this song, and thanks for all the nice feedback that I had on that song. Really appreciate it, and make sure you go and check out my forum, ryanNZ.com/forum. There's quite a few people in there now, all nice people helping and all that kind of jazz. So, until next time, we'll see you again. Thanks, guys.